Well, what's the message? And I mean, you've been through this year after year, but there's always a lot of optimism and a lot of excitement, I'm sure, with the guys going into their first weekend. How do you balance that and keep them still locked in and not maybe overly pumped to show what they've got in the first weekend?
Well, you know, the good thing is that most of the position players have done this before, and they all know that we got off to a rough start last year. So I think they've done a better job in, you know, in anticipating and preparing to get off to a little better start. You know, our practices, we're able to do a lot more, a lot sooner because of the veteran player. And the question is obviously that everybody's having is, what are you going to do with your pitchers? You know, I hope by the time we come back next Sunday, we have a better idea how we're going to work the bullpen. I think we know who our three starters are going to be. Whether they stay in those slots or not, that'll be determined. But to me, the big question mark is how do we use our bullpen? We've had a lot of success by using our bullpen over the years. I think we'll have a chance to be that again. I hope it doesn't take us 3-4 weeks to figure that out like it did last year. So we want to get off to a better start, and I'm anxious to see how the bullpen plays and how we can use them as we move forward.
Yeah, usually the first weekend you have to be careful a little bit with your starters, right? You don't want to run them out there for 8 or 9, or maybe the pitch count's more important. But so you're going to pitch a lot of guys, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and we'll try to piggyback, you know, and we'll have like more than 3 starters. So let's say we got 5 starters. We have 1 starter that won't be able to head to Florida. He had a little meniscus issue here about 4 days ago, so he'll miss the first weekend. But what you do the first couple weekends is you piggyback your starters. So you get the starter, you try to get 75 to 80 pitches out of him. Hopefully that's 4 innings. You follow him up with another starter to try to get you a couple innings, and then you get into the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. You try to make it a bullpen game. So we'll try to do that in all 3 games that we're down there. And again, we have a pretty good idea of what we're going to do in those first 2 slots, who's going to start, who's going to piggyback the starter. The question is, who's going to pitch the 7th, 8th, 9th innings, and can we bring somebody back twice on a weekend, because that's what they're going to be doing here shortly. And, you know, when we do get an opportunity to pitch them, how quickly can they recover?
Gotcha. You've talked pretty excited about your defense, and a lot of the guys are also excited. What did you do? I mean, is it really just a matter of reps, or did you guys do anything, tweak anything the way you practiced in the fall to kind of bring some of that out of these guys, and to kind of get to that point where you're
well, we were able to practice faster this year. You know, when you have so many new position players like we did last year, and so many of these young kids were freshmen, it's a big change. I mean, I know they all think, I get a kick out of it sometimes when they're high school players and they come watch a game, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I can do that. I can play at that level." Then all of a sudden they get into a practice, the first 2 or 3 days of practice, and they go, "Whoa, this is a little different. The speed is much different." So we've been able to practice faster. We've been able to accomplish a lot more in fewer minutes. We're a lot more efficient. And one of the things that we try to do is practice really, really fast so the game slows down, versus the other way around where you kind of practice very casual and then the game gets sped up and you don't know how to deal with it. So, you know, we have some veteran guys. They proved that they're pretty good last year. I would hope that they'd be better. And to me, the key is always your shortstop position. And do you have a shortstop that can make all the plays, can make the routine plays? I believe we have that. I believe we have more than one, actually. And then, are you going to be athletic when you play at TD? Are you going to be athletic in the outfield? I think it'll be our most athletic outfield.